My craziest story would have to be about this time. I had this little chick or whatever. We had went down to Muskogee and we went to, I pretty much went to go put her down on this play. And what I mean by play is like take her down there to go deal with this one dude or whatever for some paper. So we get down there or whatever, and like pretty much cuz like on some shit like, all right, well, come meet me inside the garage. So I'm like, okay, we'll go over there or whatever. She wasn't really like, she was like, I don't know, I have like a bad feeling. And I'm like, at the time, I really just didn't give a fuck about none of that. Like, I'm just kind of like, just go, go get your money. So we see, and I'm like, we don't see nothing weird about the house or nothing. It's like in a normal neighborhood, whatever the case may be. And so we see dudes standing like in front of the garage, but it looks like he came from the side of the house. Like, sometimes garages can have doors on the side. But it don't look like no crazy shit, just look normal. She pushed up in there or whatever, and I'm texting her. Normally she'll text me a code like K. So pretty much K means like I'm good, like I got my money, I'm finna handle my business. So I'm like, okay, she not texting me. So I get a little worried. I'm like texting her like, what's up? Like, what's up? So next thing you know, about 10 minutes go by, I don't hear nothing from her. Like, nothing at all. So I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. I grab my little, whatever, and I push up to the front door, and I'm knocking. So when I'm knocking, and mind you, it's dark outside, I don't even realize that they have, like, one of them, like, for house rent, like, lock keys on the door. So this, a lockbox. So, like, the whole time, this house was really like a house for sale or a house for rent. So I'm like, damn. So whenever I'm listening, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I'm calling her phone. She's not answering. So now I'm just beating on the door. Like, someone better come do something. There's nothing. So I'm like, all right. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, think smart. So I go to the side of the garage, like where the door would be, and the door is like ajar. So I go up in there and I hear like crying and screaming and shit. Yeah, shit was crazy. So I walk up into the garage and I notice like it's a whole bunch of like tarp mats and paint and shit. So now I really know like, okay, this is some weird shit. I go up, walk up into the like the stairs, and they take me into a kitchen. And so I hear her and I'm like, at this point I'm like, okay, let me be quiet, because I'm like, I don't know who all up in here, what cuz on or none of that, but I hear this bitch tripping. They sound like they tussling back there. So I'm just like, okay, I gotta play smart, because I'm not trying to be next. And whoever gotta go, but it ain't me. I got a home to get home to. It's fucked up, but it's for real. So I push up back there and I'm like, oh, I ain't even gonna lie, like I'm on some like ninja type shit. I'm trying to figure out like, am I gonna have to blow some shit back? Because you never know what's going on. So I walk up in there and like you can already imagine like what's going on back there. Like pretty much cuz like on some shit like tossing her around type shit, like, taking crossing lines and shit. He was tripping. He was messing her up back there, pretty much. I ain't gonna go too much into detail, but he was turning her up. So I'm like, they don't even hear me coming in. Well, I see that she see me, and in my head I'm thinking like, bitch, you better use some telepathic shit. Like, I need you to just keep, And so I go up behind him, and I ain't even gonna lie, like I press him like, hey, like, if you want to leave here alive, like I suggest you, like, whatever. He was like, bitch, I'm gonna kill you next. I said, oh no, you're not. I said, because you the one, like, pretty much like you stuck in a position. So mind you, whatever, we end up having to rob because it's like, not only you in this bitch, like you really on some weirdo shit. You feel me? So after that or whatever, we ended up pretty much I ended up pistol whipping cuz like a hill of times. Like, I mean, he wasn't even rap tight after that, bro. He wasn't even rap tight. So we end up pushing up out of there, and next thing you know, like, whenever I'll go outside, my car gone type shit. Like, yeah, my car gone, right? So we over here thinking like, what the fuck? Like, this bitch ain't got no clothes on. Her shit, I don't know where it's at, probably tore up to shreds, who knows? So I'm like, where the fuck my car go? And I'm thinking like, I done knocked this nigga down, and in the back of this house and shit. I don't know what's going on. And so I'm like, fuck it, we gonna have to hit this main street. But mind you, I got like all this, like, I got this blood and shit on me, bro. Like, he ain't like knocked down, he ain't dead or shit, but he He was looking like Humpty Dumpty fell off that wall. So I ended up like, fuck it, we gotta go. Like, she was like, I ain't got no car. Well, I don't give a fuck, bitch, you better run to this main street. Yeah. You better run to this main street and act a fool like how them ladies act in them crazy movies when the killer chasing them. And so we run up to the main street, and she did what I told her to do. Like, she ran to a car. These cars driving by like, man, fuck this bitch. This bitch look crazy. So, yeah, it was crazy. So, next thing you know, I'm like, okay, well, I end up seeing this car. It was probably like 2 or 3 in the morning. We see this gas station or whatever. And I'm like, hey, we run up there. Luckily, there was a car running. There was nobody. I said, fuck it. Someone took my car. I'm finna take that shit. So she's like, no, I'm not finna do it. I said, you gotta go to the hospital. Like, girl, she fucked up. Bitch could barely walk. I just kind of made her like, come on, let's go, type shit. Next thing you know, we hop in this hot box or whatever, and we go to the hospital. So when we end up going up to the hospital, the hospital asking all these questions and shit, and I'm telling her, like, I'm not finna stick around. Like, I'm gonna have to, like, drop you off and have to go, type shit. Because, for one, stolen car, I'm riding hot. Like, we just did all this. I can't go inside. I got all this, this blood and shit on me. And pretty much, like, after that, I end up leaving her there. I go and I tell her just tap in with me whenever she need me to come get her. So when that had happened, like, this dude, like, maybe the next day, the dude had the audacity to hit my phone up. Well, pretty much not my phone, but, like, the burner or whatever. He was like, yeah, bitch, some, to find out cuz had AIDS. He was saying, yeah, he was bitches because he had AIDS. And so pretty much doing this shit because he felt like, shit, I had it, fuck these bitches. These bitches is that attempted murder. So pretty much cuz was like knocking these bitches back because he's like, fuck it, like, y'all, he looking at them like they prostitutes. You know what I mean? So after that, I'm like, I'm telling her, like, I show old girl the message, and like she just kind of like flipped out. Shit, I would have flipped out too. You feel me? So next, not too long after that, this was like maybe 2014 at the time. After that, like not too long ago, we had seen on the news that some dude in Muskogee had offed himself just due to the fact that they had found out, pressed charges that old dude was giving people AIDS and shit, and they found him saying he was raping females and all that. He offed himself. So, yeah. And then after that, so pretty much like my little homegirl, whatever, I had to take her out the game. She had to go. Couldn't do nothing else with her. She ended up like pretty much just, I don't know if she left to a different state. I really didn't see her like that after that. I had, she left, and it was some crazy ass shit. It was a wrap. It was tough. So,